don't immediately go up to the sexy bard woman and go, "Hey, how you doing?" And it's a 43-year-old dude that works in IT, and his
Who's got
wife
a
is
wife?
sitting next to him, right?
Yes. Hey everyone, I'm Alex and I help shy introverted nerds with their dating fears and anxieties to find a player too. Today we're going to be talking about gaming communities, right? So online communities, I know many people play online and they want to meet someone and maybe you don't know how to do it. There's a lot of stigma around finding a partner through online communities and gaming. So today I brought you Kaylee. Kaylee's an anthropologist that writes about gaming and gaming communities. She's also a certified therapeutic game master, game writer, and game manager. Kaylee, thank you so much for coming.
Oh, no problem. I'm happy to be here.
So the reason why I'm doing the podcast and the reason why I talk to people is finding a partner, right? And there's a lot of stigma. Hang on. For people who are conscious about it and who are well-intentioned, there's a stigma around looking for a partner in gaming communities. Other people who don't care are the ones who make everyone else uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So I am mostly talking about, or I talk to the ones who are like, no, like I don't want to look for a partner within video games or within an online community because that's not what people go there for. But there was an article, I think it was BBC, that showed that people are starting to shift from dating apps into video games to find a partner.
Oh, yeah. Discord.
So, Discord, exactly.
Yeah.
But there is a balance, right, between saying, I'm going there just to find a partner. And this is for online gaming or for anything else. And I have talked about this a lot. And I keep talking about it. There's a balance between I'm coming here just to find a partner who has a female avatar. I'm going to go there and I'm going to talk to all female, even maybe it's not a woman behind the keyboard,
Yeah.
which I think is one of the issues with online. But there's a balance, right? It's like, I think you should be doing something that you enjoy. And then once you're there, you find the people that you like, that you feel safe with. And then most likely their friends will be compatible with you. And then you can start expanding there. And then you can find someone that you like, right?
I'll tell you, I met my husband in a bar. But
you're the first one so far that I've heard that from.
He had a friend that I was friends with, and she invited me to go out with her so that I could meet him. Neither of us drink. We don't go to bars. And we sat there and she's off doing whatever girls do at bars. And he's sitting there and he's like, so, have you seen the new Transformers movie?
Perfect.
I promise you, 10 minutes into that conversation, I had the clear thought in my brain, I'm going to marry this man.
Perfect.
And I did.
And that is at a bar, but through friends.
Yeah, at a bar, met through a friend that we literally haven't spoken to since because she moved, and I don't even know where she is now.
Yeah, you're like, thanks for my husband. See ya.
Yeah, thank you for my husband.
Yep.
And I mean, we play video games all the time, and his avatar is always a woman because he doesn't like looking at men's butts.
I have heard that before. Yes, and you know, I mean, growing up with Tomb Raider 1, I have to agree.
We got married, and then Elder Scrolls came out, and then they have this thing where you can get married in the game. So we got married in the game. Our avatars are married. So in the game, I'm a lesbian.
Fair enough. It's your alter ego.
Yeah, and you know, it's hilarious because we have a guild and all of that stuff, and other players will like come up to him and be like, "Oh, can you?" And he's a 43-year-old dude
yes.
that works in IT.
Yes.
And that was the thing that you said before, that people go into like discords and into game spaces because they're specifically looking for partners, but they're not necessarily enjoying the culture. They're not necessarily enjoying the game
And
itself
the
and
community.
the community. Yeah, exactly. And that is a thing, though. It's like you need to actually approach it honestly. I wasn't going to a bar to go get drunk. I was going to go spend time with my friend. And the man that was sitting there was like, "So, what do you do?" And he was also not going to the bar to get drunk. He was going to spend time with his friend.
Yeah.
And that happenstance situation became something else because neither of us were in that place looking to pretend that we were, going to the bar to get drunk or whatever.
Yeah.
You go into the space, you be honest. Oh, okay, well, I've never played this game before. I'm very interested in learning about it. Does someone have any tips? Can someone help me out? And then you build a rapport. You start having friends. You talk to your friends, and your
You
friends are
find out
like,
their gender.
"Yeah, you find the gender." And if you don't care about gender, that's fine too.
Sure. I'm just saying, like, you find out whatever
Okay.
you're interested
Yeah,
in, right?
exactly. But don't immediately go up to the sexy bard woman and go, "Hey, how you doing?" And it's a 43-year-old dude that works in in IT, and his
Who's got a
wife is
wife?
sitting next to him, right?
Yes.
If I hadn't seen it happen multiple times, I would never have believed it. But
No, I
it
believe you.
happens. It absolutely happens.
I absolutely believe you. Yeah.
You have to understand yourself. You have to understand the context of where you are. You have to
Yeah.
understand the context of how other people function. And if you
Yeah.
go into a place and you're not honest, it's not going to be a good experience for you, and it's not going to be a good experience for the people around you.
Yeah.
And if you make things awkward, no one is going to want you to talk to their sexy bard lady.
Yes. I mean, that is one of the issues, right? Like, one of the issues is you don't know who's behind the keyboard.
Mhm.
And so it might take a while to actually find out. Also, the way you behave in the game might not be the way you behave in person. So if you're looking for a real life partner who's playing
Oh,
next
yeah.
to you, like, you don't really know how you're going to get along until you're together, right?
Oh, yeah.
In person. That's one of the things. That's one of the issues, and for me, that's one of the reasons also not to go with all guns blazing and being like, I want a partner who's got a female avatar or male or whatever you
Yeah.
want, or gender neutral, whatever it is. Who's got an orc? I like orcs.
Yeah, no, I mean, you have to also be aware of like your behavior within the game as well, because I mean, I've been with my husband for 13 years. He does foul things to me in game, and it's funny because I sleep next to him at night. I know
Yeah.
I know where I know where he lives, But if it's a stranger and someone does something rude or bizarre to you, and then they're like, "Oh, ha ha ha," like, I don't think so. This is a bizarre situation. I don't like it.
Yeah.
And
when in doubt, just look at what everyone else is doing.
yeah.
Like, every time I join a new community, I'm a nomad, so like I always join new communities all the freaking time.
Mm-hmm.
I will spend like quite a long time, maybe if not, maybe talking to someone, but most just like looking around, like, how do these people get along? What are the social cues here? Because every group is kind of different, right? And gaming is no different. I recently was talking to someone on Threads who was saying like how like he has a hard time meeting someone in person because most of the people that he gets along with are within gaming communities, MMOs in his case. And he said that he did like click with someone, got emotionally involved, but they lived too far away. That's another one of the issues that online gaming has for either like any type of relationships, but mostly for romantic. How can someone say, okay, like, let's say I'm like, okay, I want to find a partner who games. I enjoy the game. I want to be part of the community, but I want to find someone who's in my area.
Yeah. I mean, the best thing that, I mean, for me, where I am, the best thing you can do is go to the library and see if they have a gaming club.
In the library.
Yeah, we have a D&D club. We have a gaming club. If they don't have one, you can start one.
Okay.
Usually there's like a game store. We have a store here called Cool Stuff. It's usually card and board games, but they also have meetings for people that have discords or are part of game groups. They have game nights, all that stuff. There's free stuff that you can do where you can meet other people and you can become a part of their communities and meet other people, network. We have conventions that happen here locally, and people volunteer to work them. You can volunteer to work conventions, meet other people, meet vendors, maybe meet some of the famous people that come.
Yeah.
You never know. There's, if you think creatively, there's so much stuff that you can do. And there's a chance that you can open yourself up to so much. You just have to stop thinking in a linear way. No. Online, okay. Toy shop, okay. Gaming shop, okay. Look for a local club that has a Facebook group. I'm not on Facebook, but I hear they have those. It's, if it exists, you can find it. You just have to look for it. And if it doesn't exist, create it. What is it? Create it and they will come?
Yep.
Yeah, do that.
It's funny. I thought you were going to say, and I was thinking actually more in like servers that are about like center around like somewhere that's like a specific country, a specific state or something, or discords. But like you're saying, like if it exists, you probably can find it or you can make it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you could just like be like, hey, like I want to find players in this area. You can go to Reddit, you can go to Discord, you can go to forums.
I mean,
you can ask around in the game itself. Just make friends.
Especially after the pandemic, when everything became online, communities became online. It's much easier now to find a connection on the internet than it was before the pandemic. Roll20, the D&D Beyond, the app. Like if you're into TTRPGs, those are really good places. They have forums. You can talk to people about TTRPGs, about D&D, whatever. Discord, Steam has chats and forums that you can talk about video games about. I know that PlayStation has its own Discord and its own chat services. Like, you can find a way. You can find people. It's just that sometimes you have to be a little creative about it.
Yeah, and you can post like, instead of posting like M26 looking for F25 in this area who plays game, you can say, who is playing this game who lives in this area, and then they might have friends. And then you can start building your network.
Exactly.
The connections that you make in games or any type of communities, what I find, and I'd like to know your opinion, is what I find is the first connection is just the excuse or the starter. But you actually build deeper connections, whether friendships, whether romantic, whatever it is, by talking about other stuff, by doing other stuff, by talking about your daily life. And in the case of video games, in many cases, by meeting in person, even if you're like far away, right? Like I was watching the the life of Evelyn the other day before this interview, and the guild was meeting in person. They were all from countries that were pretty close, but they were still like flying to have like in-person gatherings. And I have friends who met through I think they played LOL, right? Like that was their thing, and that's how they met. And I didn't meet them through the game, but I had a couple of friends from my Tolkien association. They were playing video games, and they brought the other people,
Yeah.
right? So it kind of like the way that I see it is you have something in common, and then you talk a bit about that, and then you start talking about other stuff that's more like personal, and that's how you build a connection, and that's how you start expanding.
Yeah, that's how communities grow. They grow, they
Yeah,
change, they transform into something else. They start small, and then little by little, other people start contributing and coming in, and the interests become varied. you know, oh, this little town was next to a river, so they did fishing for 100 years, and then somebody realized, oh, we could use a mill and saw wood, and then they became a mill town with fishing. Like, yeah, no, so it becomes diversified. Everything becomes
yeah,
different, and then everyone starts having their own different kind of skills, different, and families start breaking off into like what it is that they do the best, and then they start intermarrying. That is the way that people do.
yeah,
That is healthy. That is how
yeah,
we grow as people. And especially within the gaming community, if you just play one game and that's all you do, like, you need a little bit more. You need to open up your experiences a little bit more, because one mechanic is just going to make your brain go,
yeah,
it's just the same old. But if you play the one game and then you sort of branch out, you start making new friends. That, oh, they have a new perspective. I never thought of that before. Meet my friends. And suddenly, oh, this is so cool. Have you heard of this game? Let's play that. And
yeah,
it's fun, it's fresh, it keeps everyone entertained, nobody's bored. Everyone keeps going back and forth, and suddenly you've created a group of friends that lasts.
yeah,
And you're sharing your thoughts, you're sharing your feelings, you're sharing your lives. And all of this started because somebody met somebody in a Discord server about potion making.
yeah, yeah.
Right?
And speaking of that, like, I mean, there's one thing that I want to mention, and there's like two sides of it, right? It's some people, they're afraid of maybe dating someone within the community because they're like, then if we break up, then I can't go back
Ugh,
into the community, which
the
is totally
drama.
fair. Yeah. Now, true, totally true. Here's the thing: the way that I find the communities work, and I'd like to know, like, I'm guessing like this is the case in general, is you go to a community, you have like the big community umbrella, but then you start making your own groups. And like you're saying, like maybe you start like mixing and matching groups for like people from different groups, and you have your own group.
Oh yeah.
But hopefully you have several other groups as well, right? It's not just I am part of the community and I depend on the community, right?
Yeah, I
So
mean,
even if something happens, you can just like branch out with your own groups, and that's sort of how you can keep your support system in case some drama happens, and B, you can pick and choose who you want to be with. You can pick and choose who are your friends, because you don't have to like everyone in the community.
yeah, that's true. That's absolutely true. So people think that because they make relationships with people, those relationships have to last forever. And that's not true. Sometimes you outgrow each other. Sometimes that person was just really bad for you, and you have to outgrow them and do better, right? Like, if I can use the allegory, we aren't the Borg. we're all not going to be assimilated into, the same system and have a hive mind. We are all different. And forcing yourself to change or stay the same to please someone else because you're afraid that they're going to get mad or they're going to be sad or whatever, they're not a good friend. They're not a good partner. They're not a good community to belong to.
Yeah. I think that's a great place to stop, to be honest. That's fantastic. Kaylee, where can they find out more about you?
So I have a website, KayleeLopez.com. I also write articles for Medium, and I'm more active on Threads than any of my other social media, but I also have an Instagram.
Awesome. I'll put all the links in the description anyways. Thank you so much for coming. This was amazing. I hope people got a lot out of it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And if you're, you are still watching and listening, so leave a comment. Let me know if you have any questions for Kaylee or for any other guests, and maybe we can bring her back and we can keep chatting about it. Anyway, take care. Bye.